We would like to see most of the human race killed off because it is unworthy. It is unworthy of the gift of life.
I don't care what society thinks. They're nothing anyway. They're no better than me.
Until we hear the safe word, we will not stop.
Have you ever thought what it would be like to see a person's head amputated? Think of things so horrible that the human mind cannot imagine them. See all this and more when you see on stage, in person, that crazy mix-up.
I like being set apart from people. I like to be hated.
Safe Word with Jason Rouse.
Hi. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Safe Word Podcast. On the show today, Jonathan Kite is here all the way from Los Angeles, who he moved there in 2004? Three.
Yeah.
I got there 2000. First of all, the first time I ever went to Los Angeles was fall of 2001. And I don't know if you caught the tail end of Dublin's, which was across from Miyagi's.
Yeah, of course. I was never
just
there.
Missed it.
But everyone, when I got to town there, people were still doing stand-up at Miyagi's, but Dublin's was no longer a thing.
Yeah, that was weird. I've talked to Jay about that. Davis, who's the curator, promoter, comedian who started the Dublin's Tuesday nights, I think, on Sunset Boulevard. A stone's throw from the Laugh Factory and the Comedy Store. He had this weekday show that was like, first of all, I don't know, Judy Brown was my manager at the time in early 2000s. And she said, listen, we're going to bring you down to this hot spot. It's at an Irish pub. And I'm like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I'm going to bomb at a LA open mic.
Yeah. And then wash dishes to get out of there. Yeah.
And I'm all like, I'm trying to like make some real, I know I got limited time in LA because I'm not a legal person. I'm coming up for the pilot season aspect of it for auditions yet. I know every time I go on stage in 2001 in Hollywood, I better land on my feet. I better be a good set.
And this is before, I don't know if people understand. This is before bar shows were like a thing.
Yeah.
Like Miyagi's was this sushi place that's still there, but it's Pink Taco.
Yeah.
And it was sort of a staple of the LA culture, and Dublin's became that. But now if somebody says we're doing a cool bar show, you don't know, Chappelle could be on it. But back then, it just felt like we're doing comedy in a bar?
Yeah, nobody really, because it was LA, Jay first of all, he worked at the Roxbury. He told me this, and we're going to get to Vince Vaughn in a minute.
Yeah.
Wild West Comedy Tour, blah, 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 on and on. Jay was a bartender. So he would solicit, is that the word? People to come out to his show. Email addresses, phone numbers.
Yeah.
He had all these celebrities coming through. Vince Vaughn.
He was like a Jehovah's Witness.
Totally for comedy.
Yeah, for comedy. Yeah,
and he is a God-fearing man and a Miami Dolphins fan. And
Die hard.
Yeah.
From Florida.
It's annoying as somebody who has no faith or investment in any sports teams.
I thought you were going to say no faith in the Dolphins.
I heard they're terrible. The only reason I even know that that's a football team is
Ace Ventura.
Ace Ventura.
Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, which is we're going to go through a rabbit hole of our favorite Canadians, because this is the only way we get to brag is in show business.
100%.
We like to point ourselves out. Look,
Paul Schaefer has this great thing that I'm sure a lot of Canadians say this, but he goes, the moment somebody brings up that they're Canadian, the Canadians in the room be like, John Naismith was Canadian.
Oh, is it that bad? When Schaefer says it, it's like the president of the United States.
Yeah,
you can't, no one has as much, Paul Schaefer has more respect in Canada than any politician would.
I believe that.
So if Paul's saying it, because we do the backpack.
Who's from Cornwall, Ontario? Ryan Gosling.
Ryan's actually from Burlington, Ontario.
Oh, really? He said in an interview Cornwall.
Did he say Cornwall?
Yeah.
He probably lived there for a short time because Burlington is kind of upper middle class.
he said he grew up in a trailer park.
Okay, that would be Cornwall. Would you say Cornwall?
Cornwall, I think is what he said. Yeah,
that's terrible.
On the Late Show.
It's terrible. It's near Peterborough, Ontario, because I remember you'd go north from Toronto, and you do Cornwall, and then you do Peterborough. And a Wednesday night in Cornwall at some sports bar, it was Roadhouse. It was either like, wow, that was the best show I've had this week, or bring the car around.
Yeah.
And every time you'd go there, you know it was going to be one or the other. So you're constantly in angst. And there was it was like doing a black audience in Detroit. There was no recovery. Once you started sinking, they were local fucking Dukes of Hazzard fucks.
Yeah.
So Ryan,
it's like Porky's.
Yeah, totally like Porky's.
Yeah, dude.
The Sheriff, highest grossing Canadian film of all time.
Porky's?
Porky's.
I've seen, of course, I watched it. It was on TV the other day.
Okay.
And I just rewatched it again just to be like, what? Because I think about what made those comedies great and how you could not make those today.
Meatballs.
Meatballs is one of my favorite films with Bill Murray.
Yeah.
I mean, the soundtrack, I've got it on my iPhone.
Yeah.
That's real. Those were but you could never make Porky's today. Remember at the end they talked
Pull any Mel Brooks movie off the shelf.
But Spaceballs I think holds up.
Oh, no. I think even Blazing Saddles holds up. But to bring that into a meeting.
Oh, yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. with his blackface and
Tropic Thunder. One of my favorite performances.
Iron Man is probably the cutoff for any dabbling in that. But listen, you've lived long enough to know that someone's going to flip this shit. Whether it be another global... comedy is a living, breathing organism.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we kind of... These cells kind of join with each other temporarily and move on, but it's a constant thing. It's a human thing.
It's evolving, and that's why I don't like to look back to pick it apart. I don't like to try to cancel the past.
Well, you're a book burner then.
Yeah. Listen,
fuck those people.
I absolutely
stay
agree.
out of the library, you shitheads. It's documents.
Exactly. And
how are we supposed to learn about our futures if we don't reflect on our history?
100%.
And anybody who's had a family member that's lived more than 80 years can probably there's some trending in the bad parts. And you're like, shut up, you fucking... No, we had these same symbols and signs and angst. I'm starting to, I've only been on the planet for a few years. I don't know. As I become an old person, I feel more powerful.
Well, you have ownership over that time because you lived through. So the older you get, you live through this stuff that people are trying to take down with perspective by looking back than not having the full story.
Yeah.
Nothing is perfect, by the way.
No, honestly, the last year, I think 100% I am not married with children. So all these huge adjustments that the world has had to go through, I can't even imagine what that would be with,
of course,
other people that you got to keep alive.
No,
keep alive.
So, do not edit that.
Dublin's,
murder.
Back at Dublin's again.
Where you used to kill. Guys, full circle is the name of my podcast.
I was upset that this was the first time that LA audiences, Hollywood, Dublin specifically, it was the only time that I saw the audience wouldn't get out of your fucking way as you tried to go to the stage because they were all famous people themselves. So they
it was a sceney place to be.
Yeah.
Because it was before YouTube, it was before social media. So
it had that frenzy though of a trending video.
Well, it was like Tuesday. Studio 54.
Yeah.
It was like a club that you wanted to get into, but for comedy.
Yeah.
And who was there? That was when I had come. There was the tail end right after it had sort of ended, and that's all anybody talked about. Dane Cook, and about how he was able to use MySpace and stuff like that to really elevate his career. But Dublin's was the place.
Totally. That and the amount of celebrity audience members because there was no real VIP area. It was just the top floor of this. And when I say Irish pub, it was Hollywood Irish pub. It was 2-floor nightclub. done in Irish theme. It's kind of like Saddle Ranch. I remember the stairs going upstairs, very narrow, and then
they were a few blocks from one another.
Yeah,
it's on Sunset. It is a tourist spot.
Yeah,
and as Hollywood does Ireland.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like all that shit when you go to Saddle Ranch and stuff. It's like it's like
Hollywood does Ireland. It was totally.
It was I mean, come on,
Legoland.
100%. It could have been a ride at Universal, and the lines were just as long. Yeah, it was a Hollywoodized version of the idea of an Irish pub.
Yeah. They'd made the outside of it look very rustic, but I remember.
It was newish. And they had set designers come in or set dressers come and age it down with paint.
Somebody elbows me and goes, "The guy from the Goo Goo Dolls is here." I almost spit out. I'm not a fan.
You want to spit out in disgust.
Yeah.
You were like, not a fan.
Not a fan.
Tell him I don't say hi.
I don't know. I'm sure he's a nice guy, the singer from the Goo Goo Dolls, but
if you're listening,
maybe he's not.
I don't know. I've never met him. But he was there. But that's the thing. That's what I love about pre-phones or whatever.
Oh, Marilyn Manson was there the same night to offset this story.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, Magic Johnson, Marilyn Manson, and the Goo Goo Dolls. And I remember seeing like Alonzo Bowden, Ralphie May.
The best.
Ralphie May.
Yeah.
I've never seen anybody
use the N-word.
He would, you were immediately when he'd sat down that you would just pull the chair up into his living room to talk to him. Like the whole audience just got really small and close.
Yeah.
To Ralphie. He was a gravitational pull of comedy.
Absolutely. And he had done right after that, he did Last Comic Standing.
Yes.
Because when I first moved out here, it was happening. And I remember that was the first time I'd ever heard of him.
Did you audition for any of these stand-up
no, I auditioned
contests?
For American Idol.
Yeah.
Go
big.
Season 4.
Okay.
And but not.
Were you in the trailer? They must have used you in some sort of.
They didn't use me but I'll tell you, they were looking for a rock guy, and I used to have really long hair.
Yeah.
And
like Triumph hair. The band Triumph.
No, I don't know.
They had great hair. It's another Canadian thing. They'll take my maple syrup away from me if I don't maple leaf.
I'll be like, hey, what do you think of the Beatles? You're like, yeah, but you heard of Rush? No, I like, but it was, they wanted like a rock sort of vibe because, what's more, that's obviously there's many things that are America, but they never really had a rock and roll person,
Mm-hmm.
And so that won. And so it was the year that Carrie Underwood won, and Bo Bice was like the rock guy, and he was the second one, but they took a bunch of us just to sort of like flesh out that stereotype or whatever that was.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the only reality show I ever auditioned for. But I used to go to the Improv because they would have the preliminary rounds.
Yes, yeah, I'd go and watch those too because they were
so fun, really fun.
It was like watching a bunch of people getting ready to do a Carson appearance.
Absolutely,
right? That little
the five,
yeah,
they're perfect.
I hadn't
five.
seen anybody because as you know, like talk shows have been replaced by podcasts.
Absolutely.
Some of our friends, like the shows that you've just been on in Austin you're like, there's a legend. There's a fucking force of nature. There's been so many people, but these are all people that had newspaper routes when they were kids with this pretty much zero education. And
to grow into
it's
global
crazy.
superstars.
Yeah. I just remember, we were sitting at the back of the thing and, the successes that is in eyesight of, and the tragedy of any green room or patio area at a comedy club is always fun to watch.
Oh, it's like a pecking order.
Yeah, but it's all like rescue dogs.
Oh, that's good. You know what it
is?
With
a prison hierarchy.
It's the high school cafeteria.
Yeah.
But of like
so much so last night. Yeah, it
that's
was really
exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And high school cafeteria, but from like not the high school, like the juvie high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, that we're all sort of there.
It's Breakfast Club.
Absolutely. And
Except
we all had
there's
our little circles.
One guy or a few of them that have millions of dollars and huge celebrity status, Prince level fame, and bank to back it up.
They have all the breakfast.
Yeah. I love a good breakfast. Are you breakfast?
Love it.
Yeah. Because occasionally, you work in countries or stay at hotels that really do a bomb breakfast.
Yeah.
And there is nothing like breakfast in the morning at a 5-star hotel, and they've got like a couple of chefs that will do something special.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I know you're not supposed to put the beef tip in with the omelets, but I got some in my pocket.
You're just bringing in, that's your, can you add this
Yeah,
to the
can
mix?
you add that?
You just have a Ziploc?
No, just some beef
fistful of meat.
some beef dip and roast. Yeah, and just walk around with condiments.
I love eating breakfast in other countries because when you go like in France, I'm like, how much bread can there possibly be at this breakfast? Like it starts with toast, but there's also a croissant and there's also muffins.
But when you eat that bread, it's very delicious.
Oh, I eat it all.
I've gone through. That's what I hate when they bring out the bread and there's a blanket over it. They take the cloth and they wrap it. And
it's still sleeping.
Yeah, it's still sleeping.
Wake up, bread.
Yeah,
dude.
And then you pull it off. I always go, for fuck's sakes, because I went through the menu. I'm like, oh, I'm never going to get a chance to try that again.
Absolutely.
I want a little bit of this. I normally don't do an appetizer, but I don't even know what this is. This is, I had puffin in Iceland.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You know what's so crazy that you just said Iceland? Because I was literally thinking Iceland in this moment because I was like, I bet you performed there.
Yeah.
I bet you do very well there.
I sold 1,000 tickets for my first show.
Fuck yeah.
I was I had no confidence in it when they reached out to me. They said, "Oh, blah blah, the venue, this is this," and I go, "Listen," "That's very confident of you to." Then he goes, "Jimmy Carr was here 2 months earlier. He sold it out." I go, "Yeah, Jimmy Carr was there 2 months earlier. Yeah. He's been doing football arenas around Europe for 20 years." You're going to I get it. You've seen the numbers that we've done in neighboring countries, but sure enough, sold it out and then hung out in the movie Prometheus for 3 days.
Yes.
It's insane. You got to go.
Oh, no, I've been.
You've been?
I love it.
Yeah.
Up there.
I'm always assuming most Americans don't have fucking passports, but I forget that you've actually.
Oh, yeah, dude.
You're curious.
I loved it there. Yeah. But when I was there, Gabriel Iglesias had just performed.
I must have because I ran into him in the airport in Oslo.
Unbelievable, yeah.
And I know that was part of my Scandinavian trip at that time.
Yeah.
I ran in because we work with the same company, and I ran into his tour manager who works with me, and she's like, I go, how many shows? She goes, we had to add 4. I go, how many times has he been here? She goes, this is his first time. He's lovely. We're really having a great time with him. You know.
It's a great country. The food is amazing.
Yeah, Iceland's badass.
The badass. And like you were saying, Prometheus, that's where astronauts actually train because it's the closest thing
to the moon.
Yes.
Well, also parts of Prometheus was filmed there.
I know.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, I was really blown away on just the water, the tap water. Same, you drink out of you pour a glass of tap water and it's the cleanest liquid you've had in your body for years. Water's key. A lot of people sleep on water.
No, that's why I woke up today, obviously not looking awake, but feeling awake because the amount
I
of
always
water.
thought you slept with your eyes open until we started talking. I had a roommate that did that.
No.
And he passed out on the couch. I talked to him for 30 minutes, and then I would get in his face like, what do you think? And he'd start snoring, and I'd kick his couch because I was like, you piece of shit. I thought you were dead.
Put an eye mask on.
Yeah, or draw.
Respect.
Draw something.
Or
pepperoni.
Just give me something, man.
Time. Sorry to interrupt. You were talking about something.
I was just saying when you eat the stuff there, because I always travel with. So the guy who opens for me, and my other travel buddy, I always travel with everybody who will eat everything.
That's cool.
Because when we go to a restaurant, I want to be able to order as much as I possibly can, and then we just like share everything so we can try everything.
Yes. Yeah, you got to be. Look at. Fuck. As soon as you get on that plane, whatever's on the other end, you have to give yourself up to it.
Let go.
Or you're a fucking idiot for traveling.
Yeah,
There's
why?
Nothing worse.
Well, when people travel and they go, "How come it's not like my house?" You fucking dumpster fire.
You're embarrassing.
You really are.
You're embarrassing. You're ruining it. You're
for America.
Yeah, you're ruining
it's that you guys don't have that problem. I'm going to say it here. We have that fucking problem.
I was leading you. I wanted you to confess publicly
Americans,
Cool it.
I am overly gracious when I go out of the country, trying to bring some goodwill.
Well, your Eastern European roots are know that you got to be cool with the locals, or they'll burn down your house.
Yeah, oh yeah. It's their house. That's such an American thing, coming to someone else's house and being like, this is my house now.
Putting your feet on
That's
the
how
table.
we got here.
Yeah.
We came here and said, this is my house. And when we go visit, we go, hey, while I'm here, this is my house. It's such a dick move. And I hate it when, especially when I go to Asia.
What was the most humbling traveling experience you had where you'd had to where you felt your last of your skin of American shithead traveler? Because you're probably a dick out of the gate. I bet you some of the people that had dealt with you in the service industry earlier in your travel experience.
I was a waiter though. I worked at Cheesecake Factory.
I apologize.
Not at all. And I'll tell you, I did it. And it taught me, and I do believe that everyone should have a job in the service industry at some capacity. Just, there's a better understanding of where people are coming from. And, I'm not saying, I always imagine people that heckle at comedy shows have never worked in the service industry.
No.
Or didn't do it very long.
No.
And so I'll tell you, I went to Japan 2 years ago in 2019, and I've been there many times, and I have a lot of friends there. And
was this a school-related thing, or was this a holiday trip?
This was just holiday.
So you had some friends that had moved to Japan.
No, 2019, sorry. It was 2 years ago.
These are some white boys from Canada that had moved to Asia?
No. They were born and raised on Japanese soil. I went there.
Befriended them?
Yes, befriended them.
Isn't that fun?
The fucking best. I love it. So when I always look forward to, because we bring gifts, like whenever I'm over there.
And you get to see all the off-grid shit. Every corner restaurant, meet this guy. I've been in some places that are not on the map.
No, and that's what you want. I don't travel. I only travel for that.
Yeah.
So I try to get to know, to the best of my ability. I mean, sometimes I think I have more success than others, but in Japan was one of those where I really had a lot of success. And I remember we got an invitation to the bar. So a lot of these great bars, 10 people can sit down, right? Mm-hmm. But you have to be on time for your reservation, especially if somebody else sets it up. And I was with a bunch of Americans, and they were and I said, we have to be there on time. We have to be there on time. So we got there. I'm not kidding you. 3 minutes late. I walked to the door. The guy said, by the way, it was an empty bar. And he goes, I'm so sorry. Your reservation was 3 minutes ago. And I, said, I apologize. I was like, I said, I'm so sorry. You're absolutely right. And I just he bowed and I bowed and I walked away.
Yeah.
And all my friends were like, why couldn't we go in there? There was nobody. I go, you don't understand.
Don't put your feet on the table at someone else's house.
Yeah. So that's what it was about. It was not about the ability to do something. It's about you didn't respect this man's time and his business.
And it's nice to be challenged with sensibilities that are not something you grew up in. Yeah.
Country.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally dig it. I don't mind following rules I get to visit.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. I live here because I live here.
I had the only time they agreed to sign a disclaimer before my performance was in Dubai. And I was totally cool with that.
And what was the disclaimer? What did it say?
Easy peasy. Nothing religious or maliciously geared to X, Y, and Z. The obvious social suspects.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not fucking, Jason Rouse is legend. He got his head cut off in Mumbai, or not Mumbai, Doha.
Yeah, Doha. Yeah, right.
For challenging
Muhammad.
Yeah, anybody.
Challenging the magistrate.
Great coffee. But yeah, I had no problem with that.
But that understandable. I'll tell you, I did China, and I made a joke about Mao Zedong, and when I tell you, somebody had pressed mute on the country.
Yeah.
But it wasn't at his expense. It wasn't a joke where he was the punchline. I was talking about how, wow, he really got everybody to work together. And it was like a man, but they...
Yeah, because you're probably not aware of the laundry list of files that are under that name that we don't talk about.
Absolutely.
And I don't even know the politics geared around that. But I know in Thailand, if you fuck with the king...
So when I was in Thailand, by the way, the king died, not because of me, but he was there. He passed away, and there was a Mecca where people came from all over the country.
Yeah.
And there were lines.
He's so beloved.
The most beloved.
Yeah.
And the lines were thousands of people long. Because when I was in Bangkok, and we couldn't get in because we weren't wearing all black. They were letting people.
I would have got in.
Yeah, dude, you would have been. You'd been front of the line.
I get in.
Your look is the front of the line pass.
I don't know if anyone's been to Thailand, but this humidity in Texas is a spa.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a walk in the park.
Yeah.
It's the Blue Lagoon in Iceland.
Yeah.
No, the wetness in Thailand.
Yeah.
Oh, it's always wet.
I had running shoes. I figured I could get down to at least no socks and still maintain a running shoe. I couldn't be more happier to see Crocs.
Oh my God.
That's what all I wore because the sand is in and out of your shoes.
And so many of the locals, just in general, they just have like the flippiest flaps on.
Yeah, they're feeling
barely
horse saddles for feet.
They don't need, a lot of them don't even. When I was down in Krabi, they're not even wearing shoes.
What time of the year were you there?
I was there at Christmas time.
Yeah, I think that I was on a far island. I want to say Phuket, but it wasn't. But
were you performing out there?
No, I was on holiday in the last end of a relationship. That was kind of to save it, and it was clearly at the end. The trip was fine, but I think there was some sort of mutual consensus that it was empty.
Is that the slogan of their board of tourism? Thailand will try and save you.
I heard a lot of people go there, party, and commit suicide.
Whoa!
Yeah, it's a very, very popular suicide destination. It's cheap. You can pretty much go out with a bang. No pun intended.
Yeah.
But he said they have a real problem there with tourists coming there to kill themselves.
Wow.
Where would you kill yourself?
Oof. Probably in a tropical destination for sure.
Really?
I wouldn't do it in the cold.
But the animals gut out your body before your parents get a chance to see.
Oh, yeah. Okay, then my childhood home.
Your childhood home. That's
so my parents can see me.
And then so you could say, I told you so. I told you I was going to kill myself in my room.
Yeah. I didn't say why. Yeah, I don't leave a note.
I didn't say I was going to be 63 cryptic to get to it, but I'm out. I do it in front of my old high school.
Oh. You'd go back and give a talk?
No. I'd hang myself in a tree outside of my high school.
Any particular tree? A tree that you planted when you were a kid?
I'm going to
unbelievable.
Crazy glue my hand over my private like I'm embarrassed. And the other one, I'll put a zip tie. Okay. Stool.
Yeah.
Noose. Okay. Maybe some sort of nostalgic song from the 80s. Maybe like
Don't you forget about me.
Yeah. Who is that? Flocking Seagulls?
No. But it's from Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
Flock of Seagulls was and I run some. But that's pretty good too.
Any
good. Of these work.
Yeah, I like the sadder, softer. Maybe some Barry Manilow.
Tell me with familiar faces. That would be good for you.
That's good too, but also a little modern. I'm thinking 80s.
No, that wasn't they did a remake of that, but it originally was in the 80s, Mad World. But Barry Manilow,
okay.
I love Barry Manilow.
Do you got any Barry Manilow songs?
But Mandy, what if you did Copacabana?
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
And I do like dark comedy.
You gotta have a good joke, bro. You gotta go out on a high note.
Give me a little bit of it.
Her name was Lola.
Yeah.
She was a showgirl. So then when you hang and you drop it, and then you film it at the
yeah, and not only when the line "showgirl" comes, I start doing that. I made a bad decision. Yeah, and I'm like, I made a mistake. Well, when Gigi Allen threatened to kill himself on Halloween.
Who is Gigi Allen?
Gigi Allen is, Todd Phillips.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, no, I was just being an ass.
Oh, of course you know. The Gigi Allen's Canadian?
No, I wish.
Okay.
He's from up near Boston, Massachusetts. He's from Massachusetts, but not Boston. Ann Arbor.
Michigan.
Is he from Ann Arbor?
Ann Arbor's in Michigan. It's where the University of Michigan is.
This is, and you're right to be like curious because this is a crazy person who did crazy things.
A performance artist?
Close. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay, so
I feel like we're on a game show right now.
No, I know, and you want to win because you just like the fun.
Oh yeah, I love it.
You just like crazy questions.
I do love it. Turns out I went to high school with this guy.
Gigi Allen was a punk rocker.
Okay.
Who threatened him to kill himself on Halloween. He died. Todd Phillips' first film was a documentary about this guy. I think he was in his early 20s or late teens.
And was he in a band?
He was fronting a band, Gigi Allen, and he had a band, Gigi Allen and the Myrtle Junkie. They were on Geraldo back in the day. Shaved head, mustache, like this. He said he was going to take all the children for himself. He was really out there, but his whole thing was on Halloween he's going to blow his head off on stage.
And did he do it?
No, he died of a heroin overdose the filming that Todd Phillips did for the documentary. He dies that night. They had to move his tombstone because people were shitting on his grave so much. There was so much feces around the gravesite that they had to move it from the piss.
But the grass was growing so strong because of it.
Grass was smothered. We're talking deep dish.
I'm telling you,
Poop.
man. Oh, but that's the fertilizer, baby.
That's what you'd think, but human excrement isn't as fertile as any farm animal. It's all plastic.
100%. It's all Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew. I was
Just
trying to
yellow shit.
Did you ever drink Tahiti Treat?
No.
Do you know what a Tahiti Treat is?
No, is it
It's a soft drink.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Is it like Hawaiian Punch, but with fizz?
Yeah.
See, this game show's great.
Yeah, you're good.
Dude, we are good.
we should be on a show.
This is crazy that no one's filming this.
Are you in the middle of anything?
Like work-wise?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know there's some things that we talked about that
I just booked a show.
Yeah.
Last night,
Yeah.
I was at the
Was
bar.
that the Jamie Foxx?
No. I shot that. I just booked a show for
You
HBO
shot that
Max.
already?
Yeah, we shot over quarantine. So the craziest thing was...
This is Tyson.
No. That, brother, I keep joking with Fox that I want to be anyone in that movie. I'll sell fucking peanuts in that
You'd
movie.
be a good ring guy, like a cut man.
I would love that.
You would be amazing
Come on,
ring guy.
Tyson.
Yeah.
Get
Just
up there.
one good
I said
Harlem Williams Dumb and Dumber line.
Incredible.
Just that one spot, one line in the Tyson movie, and they go, fuck.
I said I want to play Don King.
Did you?
I told him.
You could totally do Don King.
Only in America.
Well, what would say Vince Vaughn was managing Mike Tyson?
Hey, my man, I gotta say something right now. I think you're a champ. You're the tiger. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, don't even be scared of that kind of guy. You gotta just get out there. You know what I'm talking about? Gotta use that big daddy energy. Gotta use the big daddy that's right here. It's not here. It's not right here. It's not in mine. It's right here in you. It's in your heart. You're gonna punch him with your fucking heart. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
But I'm doing a TV show.
Tom Hanks playing his wife
in the you know, I don't know anything about Tyson's wives.
I was thinking about Rocky's wife.
Oh, I knew that. Adrian.
Damn it.
Yeah. Oh, Adrian as Rocky. Adrian. Oh, Adrian. Adrian. That's him auditioning for the movie.
I met Tom. Oh, have you met Tom?
No, but everyone I know, well, not everyone, but people I know who know him very well. Because my impression comes from like the deepest place of love. Like The Burbs is one of my favorite films of all time. They always try to get me to call
Money
him
Trap.
No, Money Pit.
Money Pit.
Brother, I've seen that
Money
movie
Trip.
so many times. But it's so true. That's every house in LA.
Yeah. No.
They always try to get me to call his wife or him and be like, hey, Rita. I'm like, I don't want to be introduced to the Hanks family.
No,
That
you don't
way.
want to be on Mrs. Hanks' shit list.
No, that's what I said. So I'm like, no, put the phone away.
Yeah.
Wait, so tell me.
it'd be funny. Oh, really? Mr. Nothing to lose in this conversation.
Yeah, no shit.
I told him not to say it. What? Yeah, people always try
He just
and trick
grabbed
me
my
in.
phone and dialed you. Did I now?
Yeah.
Is that what happened?
My friend did a stupid message to one from Keel.
P and Keel?
One of the
Jordan Peele.
And he told me what he did. I go, you're a dummy. He shouldn't even give you his phone number, you fucking idiot.
Oh, that guy's fucking
He just
shit
got
list.
fired from Paramount for life.
Who did? Your friend?
My friend, and then told the cops off, and they smashed his front teeth out and threw him out of the car with no handcuffs on and knocked his front teeth. He had a job there. I can't be specific, but they were under a quarantine ban and no Christmas parties.
Yeah.
Well, old Piss Can Willie decided to have a little on-set do. Oh. Tells everyone to go fuck the police. Oh. He donkey kicks the cop in the nuts.
Great. This is great.
They go.
I mean, come on.
He's in the back of the car, kicking and screaming. They're like, "You want out? We'll let you out." Oh man, like this. Rink into the cell with dangly chiclets. Oh, how fun does that sound?
How's he doing
Merry
today?
Christmas. He flies in on the 1st.
In Austin?
He's coming to visit me.
Can't wait.
I always tell these guys, these Frank the Tank type, the weekend warrior guys.
Oh yeah,
that they get a little elbow room with me, and they think they're immune to it. I spent a lot of time crafting and navigating my life to not end up with my front teeth knocked out in the back of a cop car.
Yeah, no shit.
Because fucking amateur night comes out on a Friday and then puts all his chips on prison.
I was just gonna say the guys who think like they see one guy hit a free throw in a game and they go, "I could do that."
Yeah, any knucklehead sitting in his armchair looking at a UFC fight and go, "I could beat up Chuck Liddell."
Yeah, you didn't see me fight. All right, pal.
That guy always goes to the hospital.
Oh, dude, he's never. This is the dumbest guy in the room.
Because he's usually good for one punch, but hasn't thrown it for a while. But he's knocked out enough guys. Yeah, there's no getting up for that guy.
No. He's got one punch.
Yeah, it's that hockey guy. Hockey players, if they get a hold of you and blast you, you're gonna fold up. Did you watch the hockey?
Yeah, Blackhawks. I grew up next to a stadium.
Were you in Chicago?
Yeah, I live just outside of it in Skokie, Illinois.
That's the because you were clearly bombarded of the legacy of Second City.
I love Second City.
Chicago and Toronto were the sister cities,
the best
of sketch comedy.
The best.
Where was Rosanna Dana? She died of Gene Wilder's wife.
Yes. Not Lorraine. I was saying Lorraine Newman. No.
What would Gene Wilder say about my show walking out the door to his wife?
I don't know. I don't know if I do a Gene Wilder. Now I'm trying to think. Now I'm
a young Frankenstein, Gene Wilder. I know. I put you on.
Insane.
Yeah,
it's more like a Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah,
it's more Ren Hoek.
They're bringing that back. I heard
they are.
Yeah, I heard that.
By the way, there's toys. I'm not kidding you. In the Austin airport of Ren and Stimpy. I rewatched that the other day.
It was ahead of its time.
Gilda Radner, by the way.
Gilda Radner, yeah,
the best. She Canadian.
Yeah.
Ahead of its time. And by the way, they were supposed to be two gay roommates. I don't know if you knew that. And it was a kid show, and they used to beat the shit out of one another.
Yeah, there's a lot of Looney Tunes violence with Ernie and Bert relationship.
Yeah, but with consequences. Because like when somebody would get their teeth knocked out.
Yeah.
Whereas like,
they'd show the vein.
Oh, man. Or he's like, it was Stimpy, you idiot. And they would, and he would just go smack him in the face.
You idiot.
Yeah, and he'd have like rubber nipples on the knees.
I love all the Salvador Dali of. There'd be actually painted stills that would frame out some of the scenes, and then it would go in. But it had a Mr. Show Monty Python fluidity.
Yeah, it was one of those.
It ran together, but there was very distinct breaks in the visual aspect of it.
Oh yeah, and they were gross and intense. Yeah, the veins.
Yeah, and it would show toes.
Under the toenail, like all the lint. Yeah, and the toe jam.
I love that show.
Me too. Loved it. That was probably an inspiration for me as a kid.
Favorite cartoons growing up?
Ren and Stimpy was definitely on that list, really. And then, everything, like even back like Bosco or Oswald the Lucky Rabbit in the old days, or even
Oslo the Lucky Rabbit.
Oswald, yeah. I just thought that because I remember seeing that stuff as a kid.
I don't know what Oslo the Lucky Rabbit is.
Oswald. Oslo was the Scandinavian.
Yeah.
So they both looked like Mickey Mouse. Oswald the Lucky Rabbit looked like Mickey Mouse, except he had long ears instead of circles. So, but they were just sort of. Who I liked was the clown and Betty Boop and her grandfather who used to do those crazy like Rube Goldberg inventions.
They're still hypnotizing, aren't they?
They're amazing.
It's like, what?
I loved Roger Rabbit.
Yeah.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit? When my parents took me to see that movie, my mind was blown.
Yeah. Yeah, the folly aspect of it. Oh. I was just hypnotizing like that. They must have spent hours to get that thing to move perfectly with this faked actor. No green screen either, right? I think it was ball stick stuff.
Probably. Yeah,
right? It wasn't 300.
No.
Far from that.
It wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't Photoshop on the old MacBook Pro.
One of the local LA comics is the voice of Roger Rabbit. I see him at Laugh Factory and stuff.
Now I'm never remember his name.
He's kind of squatted.
Yeah. He's amazing. I can't think of his name off the top of my head.
You could see him from
Charles Fleischer.
Charles Fleischer. He has that that era of like Whoopi Goldberg, Richard Pryor.
Talented dude.
Yeah.
When you watch him on maybe those HBO things, it's just like he's like it differently because we talked about Robin Williams last night. Differently, but there are just some people that are forces of nature.
Yeah.
And he is one of those people. And he does a ton of voiceover work and I'm sure he's done a lot of on-camera stuff, but yeah, to come up with you know what it is? To come up with like, you think, so The Simpsons, for me growing up, my two favorite shows were The Simpsons and In Living Color. Like not even,
Living Color.
It was the best, right? But you think about Homer or you think about people that are that iconic, it takes time to craft that and over time. And yet Roger Rabbit, same with Mickey Mouse, right? Or Donald Duck or whatever. He crafted a voice that was iconic for Roger Rabbit that only exists in that world. It's not like they were like, you think about Simpsons, there's hundreds of hours of The Simpsons or hundreds of hours of Mickey Mouse to make that into the zeitgeist as a legendary voice. Roger Rabbit is one movie.
Yeah.
And yet he had the he was able to do that.
It had a Wizard of Oz element to it.
My favorite movie of all time.
Yeah, I think so. I think if you had to cut it back to really what I really made an impression and blew my mind as a kid was, first movie in color.
I know.
Isn't that interesting?
It happened during the filming. They were originally going to shoot it in black and white, and then color was invented. And they're like, why don't we do Oz?
Yeah.
Brother, it's my favorite movie.
Flying monkeys.
Incredible.
Terrifying. I think people when they pulled the scarecrow apart, when the monkeys attack and they start disemboweling.
Of course.
I was horrified.
There's something over there. I mean, you think about it, they're just ripping a man apart.
Yeah. He got drawed and quartered by flying monkeys.
I mean, how terrifying is that?
And all the backstory of, people as they do in LA, like to point out landmark Hollywood stuff. The little people houses. Yes. Over in Studio City.
Yes.
You'd know the street better than I would, but they're all small little houses, a whole neighborhood of little houses.
And they
built
used to
them.
rage.
Yeah, I heard it was a fucking...
Because they had never seen as many of them.
As they should.
Yeah, brother.
They're going, look, we're getting paid to live our best selves. I don't know. Maybe there was some little person that was like, these are fucking nerds. There was a James Dean in there.
Oh, dude, I was going to say there's
some guy with a perfect hairline, ripped. He's like, he's the who's the Greek statue?
Adonis.
He's the Adonis of the little people.
Oh, or one of them was like, you guys are going to party? I'm going to bed. This is a serious movie.
It's all look at.
Can you keep it down?
The key word is people. They're still people.
The best.
So you're going to have like.
A hierarchy.
It's more like prison, though.
By the way, it's the cafeteria from last night.
And no one's got a blueprint. That'd be interesting to see how we were talking, how the schoolyard aspect of the any green room or after party of comedians, how the little people, because they're neighbors. They've never seen, they're literally getting the same.
It's the 30s.
Oh, yeah.
They've never seen people that look like them except the people that they know in their immediate circle.
And probably portrayed more in a circus geek aspect of it.
A freak show
And now
aspect.
they got craft services.
Now they're the fucking Lollipop Guild. And they're not number one on the call sheet, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But they're not doing bad.
I bet you there's some drunk little person went into and goes, listen, the Lollipop Guild has something. We want something more.
Yeah.
They formed their union within a rebel gang within the little people community.
Who do you think it was in that movie?
Definitely one of the two of the guys.
100% Lollipop Guild.
Yeah, one of those guys.
Those were the Union Busters.
They go, look how much camera time we got here. We could.
That guy's really hamming it up. No one told you to do that shoulder thing.
And not to mention, when they yell cut and the Tin Man, Dorothy are sitting there smoking off camera like scene stealers right here.
Oh.
The choreograph and the sinister kind of smiling. Didn't one of them have a lollipop?
Yeah, they presented a lollipop.
Yeah.
Too much can land.
And what's these squinted?
I didn't think that was a thing. Someone's like, wait a minute, have they done that in every take? They've done it in every take. Are you kidding me? We got no clean of their eyes? Nope. They're doing Popeye face.
The guy's got a full forever. Well, you know that guy was doing that face for beers after the filming.
Oh,
10 years.
Hey, do you recognize me? No? How about now?
Yeah. He actually did that. They were stout. Well done.
Memorable, by the way.
Yeah.
All of that. By the way, an incredible, what a use, like what a cool opportunity, number one, for the little people.
Yeah.
And what a great use of talent and visual. Like to Munchkin Land.
Yeah.
In a very positive light. They were very grateful, which I think was probably a great thing for them to be seen in that way.
Yeah.
And they had a whole scene that like sort of, they were the first people in color.
Yeah.
Her and then them.
Yeah. No, and more importantly, it was a story. It was a heavy story.
Oh, yeah.
Heavy story. You know, you took literally all 3 episodes of Lord of the Rings, all 3 parts.
Yeah, yeah.
And they did that 50 years with with none of the technology and created this iconic film that people go, do you want to watch all Lord of the Rings or Wizard of Oz? A lot of people are going to go, I don't know, man. Fuck the
How
Oz.
much time do you have?
The
Remember when they
Oz.
came out with those fucking director's cuts?
Yes.
I used to do a joke on stage because I do Ian McKellen, and I would say, because this happened, like the movies, Lord of the Rings are like, they're like 2.5 hours each.
Mm-hmm.
The director's cuts are like 3.5, 4 hours each. And you're like, what more did you not tell?
Justice League just did something with that.
But that was pretty great.
It
The
was.
Snyder
This is
cut,
where- yeah.
Bro, that one,
Yeah.
because that first movie was not good.
No.
And this new
How did they get away with redoing a P. Diddy remix on a film that's already been released and done the business aspect of it, and then they cut the one that they really wanted later and re-release it like a bootleg vinyl album or something that's better than the original
the
album.
Japanese only.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. That's a good point. I'm not sure. I mean, I think
It's kind of double parking.
Well, you know what happened was Zack Snyder, who directed it, I believe, and I don't mean to get insensitive. I think one of his kids passed away during the filming of it, so he sort of removed himself from that environment because
Wow.
he's like, I just can't do it.
Yeah.
And then Joss Whedon took over, but it wasn't. It's like if somebody, no joke, it'd be like if I'm doing stand up. And then it's like, oh, I got to get out of here. And then you take over my thing. It's like, how different are our styles? And it's like, yeah, but you still got to tell the story.
Oh, okay. I didn't know there was a death.
Yeah,
you can't
there was
really
a death.
compete with creativity when you've got a dead child.
No. So I think he had enough time had passed.
I don't want those interruptions. So I've had 57 abortions.
Oh, yeah. You're like, hey, listen, I'll decide when the interruption happens, okay? Not you, God.
Give me that ice cream scoop in a bucket. Sorry, we've been very not crap. This is probably the cleanest episode of my show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Tell me. So how do we get dirty?
No, no. This is. I'm saying that as thank you. People
listen.
usually come to the table with a whole.
I'm here to bring the Clorox.
Yeah, no, you're not tidying up. You're just folding the laundry, but there's still skid marks on it.
Oh, yeah. I'm like, did we not wash this, guys? Yeah, just like total, like.
All right. Favorite. No. My friend said I have the imp of the perverse.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
You're like, you are a, you know what a satyr is? Like those little half goat people from mythology?
Yeah.
That's you.
Satyr?
Yeah, Saytr.
I
Satyr.
love that. I've never heard satyr.
Yeah, that's what you are. You're like a little goat.
Damn it.
in the movie, yeah. And you ever see the movie Hercules, the cartoon? It's
Yeah,
great.
I know a lot of half
So
animals.
Danny DeVito plays him in the movie. He's like he's great.
Danny DeVito would make he has the perfect body for half goat.
Well, it's animated, but still, you're right.
Oh.
I fucking love me some Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
He's the best.
Well, first of all, Taxi is probably the best thing he's ever done. That show,
The reveal of him coming at the top in the pilot,
Yeah.
and you don't know how short he is because he wasn't famous yet.
Yep. Oh yeah, and not only that, but his relationship with like Jim,
Reverend Jim, yeah.
you
Chris
know,
Lloyd.
Red Skeleton, Mr. Leahy, those drunks are Red Skeleton on the Dean Martin roasts. He's top 5.
Unbelievable.
Right?
Unbelievable.
You can't get an actor. You could give him the dialogue. It's impossible.
Wait, wasn't it not Red Skeleton? Wasn't it Foster Brooks?
Sorry,
Foster Brooks. Yeah, Foster Brooks.
Foster Brooks.
Yeah. No, but him on those roasts, I knew exactly what you were talking about. Foster Brooks on those roasts. And by the way, you know he never touched the stuff.
That's what I heard, but then I heard different too. So I don't think he was intoxicated.
No, it was ketamine. No. Yeah, but Foster Brooks is one of those guys where it's just like, bravo.
All right, we were talking about Jonathan Winter. Like, who's your
Yeah.
Okay, you got 5 guys to make a movie in front of the camera.
I mean,
I want to say dead or alive, but let's stick with live.
Oh, alive. Michael Keaton.
Okay, first of all, it doesn't have to be a comedy, but let's make it a comedy.
Michael Keaton.
Mr. Mom?
Brother. You know, just get some. Yeah. Beetlejuice, bro.
Well, you know they're doing another Beetlejuice.
I know. If it's not called Beetlejuice, it probably won't be. But yeah, with everyone signed on.
It's got some comedic.
It's funny, but she's in. Winona Ryder's in. You know who's not in is Jeffrey Jones.
When's the last time Winona's been on? I remember the last thing
she
I heard
did
from
Stranger
her,
Things on Netflix.
Shoplifting. Oh
yeah.
I
remember
Melrose.
her. Yeah, I remember her from security cam footage.
Yes.
That's the last thing I saw her in.
Remember seeing those vintage rock shirts at that store by the Starbucks on Melrose?
Yeah.
With that Peter Pan's pointing and his
Brother,
fingers all snapped off.
When I first visited Los Angeles as an adult, before I knew I was going to come here, it was in spring break in 2002. My buddy and I went to that shop that was still there in 2002.
I did the same thing in 2001. Went down there and I was too afraid to go in because I thought it was all full of movie stars shopping for rock t-shirts.
Peter Pan.
Yeah, Peter
This guy's
Pan.
been famous forever. Yeah. Guy still looks great.
But that's where Winona...
yeah. So hold on, let me tell you something. So that guy wound up being my landlord.
What?
No joke. He owns rental properties.
Well, that's
him and his
he's
brother.
owned that real estate for 50 years,
Very
60
long
years.
time.
Yeah,
very long time. But that was the only place that I can remember because we walked up and down Melrose.
Melrose used to be awesome. It was fun.
Unbelievable.
Wicked stores,
Great
cool people.
record shops.
Yeah.
Man. In 01 or 02, I just remember with walking up and I thought, and I had no idea that I was going to live near there years later, but I just remember walking up and down thinking like, this is fucking LA.
Yeah. I never thought I'd be living that area, but I literally lived 10 square blocks of the Comedy Store for over a decade.
Oh, shit.
I lived in Echo Park for a minute and even out in Glendale for a short time, but most of it was all behind Rock and Roll Rouse. I always enjoyed Runyon Canyon.
I love Runyon Canyon.
Yeah. So I always lived, I knew that, look, from walking from Fuller, Runyon Canyon area to the stores, less than an hour. The weather's great. And I wanted the luxury. First of all, Runyon Canyon is great it's a great cross. It gives you a chance to walk up through Hollywood society.
Yeah, somebody used to own that.
Yeah.
They used to have private parties on that mountain.
Yeah.
Charlie Chaplin was there. Everybody was there.
I heard that tennis court was part of Errol Flynn's house.
Yes.
Did you hear that too?
I did.
Okay.
And I thought that the house that used to be up there that no longer is, they built a new property, that was the property for that thing. And they used to play tennis out there.
Yes.
But they used to run around those hills or that mountain when they were, at night and drunk.
Yeah. Of course, they just literally bought an island within a planet. Because Hollywood, any direction from the city center, like Hollywood Boulevard is like the Purge.
Oh yeah,
with amusement parks.
it's like Times Square, but there's no money there.
No, it's all scams.
Yeah, it's like Timeline instead of Times Square. It's just like that one strip.
I love seeing people from the other side of the planet getting those Hollywood moments where they see a homeless person defecate outside or something that you just can't ignore because it's happening. I saw an old lady have a horse piss on this Hollywood Boulevard. You know, polished marble on a slope is a waterfall.
Oh yeah.
So people are stepping over this piss factory. Just
the old fetish of Caligula.
Did he get?
I just imagine pissing on a.
Oh, there's a total piss room.
Oh yeah. On marble.
They had one of those.
He's like, wasn't this marble white? It was. No, my parents.
Why is there coffee stains on all the porcelain
on my face? It's crazy. I was driving my parents away, and I always play like tour guide when I'm in the car. I'm like, to your left, to your right, and I said, everyone
that's a funny
out.
Conversation. I'd love for you to be entertaining enough for your family who've seen all your bells and whistles,
who are not entertained.
No, they're not impressed.
No,
and trying to keep them. Yeah, things are great, Ma.
I'm like a weekend dad for them.
Yes.
I'm like, they're not interested, and yet I've got them for the weekend. And and I said we watched this homeless guy just like shit in the middle of the street.
Yeah, that's a hard one to explain to your folks.
Yeah,
like I'm really finding my ground out here.
You know what I said to my parents? I go, wait a minute, is that my manager?
He looks like he's working on something big.
Yeah, man, he's struggling.
He's really been pushing my career.
Something in the works. I hope I don't get 10% of that shit.
Oh, he's a real log driver, that guy.
Oh my God. You'd think, by the way, it's funny because, not funny, but the stuff for us, it's just being there. It's tragic, but you understand that, listen, whatever that guy's got to do, that's got to do. I think when you were talking about the tourists, it's coming from other parts of America, because when you travel internationally, like, you see that more often than not, just in a lot of places that are really have like first world aspects to them, but a lot of third world.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. And I think, but that's like the place that it's funny, or it's interesting that all the homeless community has agreed upon. This is where we're going to shit publicly.
Yeah.
You just don't see it.
I think it's their way of protesting.
You really?
Yeah. I think it's kind of like
that,
when you don't have email and you need to send a message.
That's a good point.
It's like it's a antisocial Post-it note for society.
Greg was here.
Well, first of all, if you see enough human excrement, did I say it right?
Excrement.
I don't know why I'm looking at you, but I think you know how to say excrement. Excrement.
Yeah.
On the road, then people go up to the mayor, they knock on his door, and they go.
Well, they're shitting all over Hollywood.
They're shitting all over Hollywood. Literally.
I wonder who's starved besides Trump's. Like, I imagine, they always say that his got attacked a lot. Who just gets it? Like, I love Jack Benny, and I like
sometimes you're a victim of convenience. If you're Barbara Streisand or who's like a really nice
Wayne Newton, maybe
Carrot Top must get hammered.
Oh, and he doesn't even have a star.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, does he?
I don't know.
I just imagine like guys shitting on him.
I'll tell you a Hollywood moment.
I love Carrot Top, by the way.
I love Carrot Top, but I know that he's a go-to person. It's a hacky. First of all, Carrot Top is fine, and he ain't talking about either of us.
No, and by the way, you ever see him do a show? You've seen him live though when he wasn't being recorded.
I saw him 4 years ago at the Mirage. What casino
at
is
the Luxor, isn't
Luxor,
it? Luxor,
yeah.
Yeah, I'm his touring guy. I'm like, are we still at Luxor? I got to check the contracts. But he is so fucking good when he doesn't have to be clean. I mean, he's fine when he's clean, but when you can just tell that he can relax and do his like the way that he wants to be. Mm-hmm. We went as a joke when I was in college. He was like, he sold out the theater or whatever. They were giving tickets away. So we all were like, we were assholes. And we're like, oh, we'll go like laugh at this guy and not like brother, it was top 5 comedy show I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I was like, did that guy shut us up? You know, it was unbelievable.
Totally. Look.
Such respect for that guy.
A lot of people hack on Nickelback.
Yeah. The band that everybody can talk about?
Yeah, but...
they're from Canada, aren't they?
Yeah. So is Bryan Adams.
I love brother. I love Bryan Adams.
But you like him for his photography, not his
Everything
music.
I do
It's sad, right?
you.
Summer of '69.
Summer of 69.
Snow. Informer.
Oh yeah, Informer.
Big licky meow meow.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a meow meow, but there's
How
a
did
licky
he not do cat food commercials?
Ooh.
That was just leaving money on the table.
The thing is, if he'd had a second hit song in the States, there would be like Vanilla Ice, Ice Ice Baby.
Of course.
That got a lot of legwork. But not until he dropped another hit.
He got Go Ninja Go from Ninja Turtles Part 2, Secret of the Ooze.
I was auditioned for that, and I got the part for the sewer guy, but I had braces on. And they said, listen, can you get the braces off? We want you, but you're going to have to... I go, I just got these on 3 months ago. My orthodontist is going to shit. So I had to step out of the Ninja Turtles movie because of braces.
Oh.
And an Alice in Chains. These are just... Let's go through all the things that... Well, because first of all, you're looking at somebody who's possibly auditioned for 10 things in almost 25 years.
Is that a lot?
No, because you've auditioned for 10 things in a day before a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Like
but I mean, but I think of you as a comic.
Thank you.
Like, no, but I mean, like, do you also, because there's a lot of comics out there who are very happy doing what you do as a purist and like just making a great living or having a great time being a comic. That there are guys we both know who are like, who are not actors.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Totally.
Who are like, nah, I don't give a fuck about
No. I want all of it. Everything that this life has to offer me. I want to throw myself.
But you're a great type. How do you not audition more then?
Because
I thought his choice from you that you didn't want to do it.
No, the only thing I avoided from auditioning from early, and when I did have an agent for a short time, was commercials. I wouldn't do the commercials.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that because of that's a sellout thing or whatever. I wasn't in my thing that I was building. I can't do the other.
You can't also sell Pedialyte?
I can't. I could sell Pedialyte because a lot of my friends are alcoholics.
Yes, but I don't think Pedialyte sees it that way.
That's what I'm talking about.
I know what you meant. I know what you meant.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I would totally love to do a Jason Rouse style hangover cure-all Pedialyte, not just for babies, but for big boys.
For babies who can't handle their alcohol.
Yeah, exactly. You're thinking about sober guy to AA meeting.
Yeah.
Everyone's sitting in a circle.
Cigarettes
they're going
and
through
Pedialyte.
they're thinking they're all quit, and he goes, I think I'm back. And they go, oh, shit. And another guy pulls out a Mickey, and they go, no one's going to be hungover.
Yeah, so I can see that would not be on brand with Pedialyte.
No, when you're selling baby care products, and I'm yelling Mr. Shit Whiskers for no reason into the microphone before they go action. Yeah, there's a whole other bunch of baggage. But
no, you're right, because they want to make sure that you as a person are not going to be detrimental to the brand.
Yes.
Yeah, of course. Your image does not conflict with the image that they've created. Yeah.
And the only opportunities I was getting were parodies of myself, the drug dealer, the murderer, things like that in a commercial ad, when I rather put that same energy into something like a feature film.
For sure. You know what you should have been, though? I'll tell you, because I played this and you would have been much better. A criminal.
Yes.
So I did a spot that I haven't thought about in years, that it was about it was an electric company or something, and it was about how people steal copper.
Yeah.
And
a lot of drug addicts.
Yeah, and I played.
Meth.
Yeah, and I played. I don't think I was ever thin enough to be a meth head. Yeah. But it was just it was sort of me on a stoop, like my life's not going well. I guess that's what I looked like to them. And
my friend went for an audition for a vampire movie, and they said no makeup for this guy. He looked very vampiric. I
love it. But by the way, that's a compliment, because vampires are sex symbols now. This was a meth head who's stealing copper for blowing for copper.
Blowing for copper.
Yeah.
I think it was in a Don Knotts movie.
Yeah, that was a comedy tour that Don Knotts
Blowing
did.
for copper.
Blowing for copper.
He played a blacksmith with a problem.
Yeah. Just like, hand it away. Guys, get down there. But yeah, I don't know. So like but every now and then I would play like a criminal, but that wasn't what the breakdown was. That's what I remember. They were just like,
yeah, but you're preferred. You've worked with these people before. They know what they're going to get. You're professional. They rather do that. You probably know 30 guys that could play the role better than you.
Yeah,
but
for
most
sure.
of them won't show up on time.
yeah, you're probably right.
It's simple as that.
Yeah.
You know how many fucking guys?
Oh no, that's the thing. It's like the old argument for people in show business is like, hey, you Jason, you're playing a cop. I got a real cop that could do this part, and you're like, yeah, man, but that real cop is only going to be good for about 20 minutes, and we have to be on set for 12 hours.
Yeah.
That's why we cast Jason.
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. That's there's so many other gears and mechanism like with film and TV. I hate being on. I don't want to. I'll sink my own ship.
Yeah.
But to have to be subjected to the mechanics of what it takes to make a movie or a TV show,
Oh, it's brutal.
it's crazy.
Yeah, it's really
It's crazy. Too
yeah.
many cooks for me, and I get some people are very key elements in the outcome of the project.
Yeah.
but it always seems like there's a bunch of more people trying to stay important to. I don't know. See, I don't know what I'm doing.
No, but that's how commercials are, because like if you think about at every level, by the way, when money is involved, everybody wants a say if they're contributing, right? So when you do a commercial,
That's how you keep your job.
Yeah, you
wanna
have to say, why was that guy worth it?
Yes.
Why are you a part of this team?
It can get a little crab in a bucket at time and spin out.
Well, they all
How many
say
times
that-
have you seen people cry on set?
To be honest, well, I've seen it happen, but I think more from
Yeah, I'd start laughing. You're sympath. This poor lady's having I don't know why I'd assume it was a woman. Was it a woman or a man?
I
Just say it. It was two cunts.
don't know the gender
All
in
right.
2021. I don't know what they identify as.
Lift up her tail and take a look.
But I thought you were gonna say, I almost thought I swear I thought you were gonna say lift up her tail and take a sniff.
No, that's rude.
Oh, okay. From a distance. But I think that when you want to contribute in a way, like you want your voice heard in those groups. So I always think commercials are hard because everybody has a specific idea. Let's say it's the Pedialyte stuff, right? And then there's 10 people and the spot's only like 15 seconds long.
Yeah.
So it's like, where it's like you can pick your battles as a director, as a producer, you go, great. So like in this scene, maybe we'll do it your way, and then maybe my way, we'll figure it out over here. The commercial, there's only the one scene. So you have 10 people arguing about, does he hold the cup in his left hand or his right hand? And you go, well, the right says about it's just like,
It reminds me of, remember those clear plastic diagrams that you'd put on top of each other?
Yeah.
So there's these very distinct pieces.
Yes.
These all have to go together. We can't, they have to fit.
yeah, you can't remove one.
You can't remove one. Listen, Bill's being a problem. We got to, no.
No, because then it doesn't make sense when you layer it.
I hate that.
I'm sure. By the way, I'm still thinking about my top 5.
Oh, great. Yes.
It's not. It is a comedy. I would say Jamie. You know what? I like people that have they can do, who are multi-talented.
Yeah, that's that Martin Short thing we were talking about.
Which I love Marty Short. I love people that do it all.
Who's the guy from the Fat Boy Slim video?
Oh, Chris Walken.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ooh, baby. Wow.
Okay. There's a girl in the lobby after my show.
Yeah.
Walking. Happened to be in town. Brought in halfway during my show. No one sees. He waits for everyone to leave to say hi to me at the end of the show.
Yeah.
And he's distracted by a waitress that's clearly caught his eye.
Jason, I just want to say, you're very Wow. Oof. Look at the dumper on that.
Thanks for doing Dumper.
Dumper.
Jonathan, thanks for being on the show.
Dude, thanks for having me.
Where can people find you?
On Instagram, at Jonathan Kite, Kite, and then Twitter And on Netflix, Dad Stop Embarrassing Me right now, reruns Two Broke Girls. And then MODOK is a show that I'm on Hulu, which is from the Robot Chicken people.
Oh.
With Patton Oswalt. So that just dropped.
Is it voice
Yeah, it's
stuff?
voiceover. Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
We got stop animation?
Yeah, it's stop animation. It's
I love
so
it.
fucking funny.
I love
And it's for
it.
Marvel people. It's a comic book, and it's the villain, MODOK. And Patton Oswalt plays him as like this sort of deadbeat dad. It's amazing. So that season 1 just dropped, and hopefully we'll get a second season.
Very cool. Once again, this has been the Jason Rouse Safe Word video podcast. My guest, very funny. I wish I could spend the luxury of going through the laundry list of voices and characters that you do so well.
Thank you.
I love it.
Thanks,
it makes
man.
me giddy. It's almost as giddy as like when I see Tom Green and Harlan Williams together.
Oh, so funny.
You know it's skittles and laughs as far as the eye can see.
It's like a magic trick.
And you got shows this weekend.
I'm at Sunset Strip in Austin tonight and tomorrow, 7 p.m. show, and I'm at the Vulcan tonight as well, 7:30.
That's gonna
and tomorrow.
rock. That's gonna rock. You got
7:30.
you got a heavy Austin calendar over the next few days. So if you're in town, go see Jonathan and have your mind blown.
Thanks, man. Dude,
Thank you,
always.
buddy.
Thank you, brother.
My
Good to see
pleasure.
you, my man.
Until we hear the safe word, we will not stop.
Have you ever thought what it would be like to see a person's head amputated? Think of things so horrible that the human mind cannot imagine them. See all this and more when you see on stage, in person, that crazy mixed up.
I like being set apart from people. I like to be hated.
Safe Word with Jason